All right, hello. This is a request from a client, and we're dealing with some specific pains, and we're going to be a little more general about it. And anxiety probably is pushing a bit on the pain, but I'm going to do some very practical things that we can do to kind of bring it down. Way down to like 2 or 3 rather than way up. So the first thing we want to do, and it's a great thing to do as soon as you get up, but if you can do it anytime you want, whatever your schedule is like. You want to get a notebook and you set your timer for 5 minutes, and for 5 minutes I want you to write down all the pressures of your life. I got to pay the rent. The rent's way too much. I need new tires on my car. My coworkers are jerks. The vet bills are due. Any pressures. Just keep for 5 minutes, write all the pressures in your life. At the end of that 5 minutes, take the page, rip it, tear it up so no one will see it in case their name's on it, and then throw it away. The next 5 minutes, if you have the next 5 minutes, you're going to write about your day, kind of journaling, what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this today. I want to maybe see if I can accomplish this today, and just writing it through. And then when the 5 minutes stops, you're welcome to keep that one, or if you feel more comfortable, again, rip it out, tear it up. The first one is super important. The pressures, that first one is super important to deal with your pain levels, and it's like an offletting. So like kind of a release valve. So first one is most important, writing the pressures for 5 minutes. If you can, do that one every day. And if you don't do it every day, don't beat yourself up. Just go back to it the next day, because beating ourselves up over not being able to do these things or whatever, it's not going to help the situation. So the simple physical side of things for pain reduction. Number one, so Chinese medicine says that ginger powder, didn't mean to give you the finger, ginger powder is the smart man's aspirin. My teacher in India in Ayurvedic medicine told me that I should take a spoonful of powdered ginger every day with a glass of water. I do it after I eat, and a lot of times I do a half, because a whole can be a lot, but if I'm having a pain day in my shoulder or whatever else, I'll do 2 halves separately, but a full spoonful a day. And you may want to do a half and see how your body reacts to it, because as we're doing something we've never done before, we want to come in real easy. And then if a half works and we've done that every day for a week, we can amp it up to the full spoon, and I'll show you. And I just got this on the internet. I'm not going to say anything more than that. It's simple enough to find powdered ginger. But here I have some here. So I just take in a spoon and I stick that in a glass of water, mix it up real good, and down it. It can be a little bit harsh at first, but I know many of us has gone to the bar and paid lots of money to drink stuff that tastes way worse than that. So just go ahead and get that happening. The second thing is, if you're not taking magnesium supplements, I'm taking, these are 200 milligrams. I'm taking 2 a day, also right after my lunch. So that's 400 milligrams of magnesium. There's not magnesium in our food anymore, and lack of magnesium is going to cause pain in the body. And again, like I said about the ginger, I would start with 1 of these, just the 200 milligrams. See how your stomach works with it, also with the combination. Do that for a week, and then after that, up it to 400, especially if you're a man over 35. Women are supposed to do like 350, but I don't think you can overdose on magnesium, at least not in the 400 range, or a couple of tablets. Now, I have a friend who told me he takes a thing called Calm. So I Googled Calm because I was curious what was in it, and in the ingredients, magnesium citrate, magnesium So all of the magnesium here, plus calcium, potassium, and vitamin D3. So that there's a ready-made supplement. I haven't used it, but my friend Siri told me about it, and I trust him. So if you prefer to take Calm, which is mostly magnesium also, you can take that. I just take the it is the Trader Joe's one. Trader Joe's. It's like $4, so it's like not that big a deal. So financially, so a lot of people talk about turmeric as a pain reducer because we're the ginger. I don't know about the magnesium, but also the turmeric. These are anti-inflammation. They're reducing inflammation. But be careful with the turmeric, and I don't have a lot of advice on it, except for that you want to take it with something that's like a fat. People say that black pepper or like avocado has fat or coconut oil has fat. But the turmeric for me just ends up going right through me, and I'm going to try a lesser dose at some point. But I just wanted to make sure I mention the turmeric because a lot of people say it's great for anti-inflammation, but for me it goes right through me and messes up my digestion way too much. The next thing is when you do your shower or however you do it, at the end of your shower, I want you to turn the water to cold, not horrible freezing cold, just cold. And it's an interesting, obviously the cold, I mean, my chiropractor always is telling me to ice something that is causing pain. So, and if you go to like a Korean spa, you go in the hot areas, and at the end of the Korean spa, you go in the 40-degree cold pool. And it's a really interesting test of the mind because the mind is going to be screaming, "Get me out of here, it's freezing." So anyways, at the end of your shower, turn it to cold, stand in there for a while, just let it do what it's going to do. Be aware of your mind. What's my mind saying about this? Is it saying, get out? Is it pushing me? It's a great way to work with your ability to maybe like do things that you don't want to do, or to deal with the mind telling you not to do something when you know you should do it. So, and more on inflammation. Those are the things we can do to reduce the inflammation, and these are things we want to try to do on a daily basis. Now, this last one is a lot harder because we're dealing with, addiction and different things like that. And people are like, addiction? Yeah, I'm talking about sugar, right? And sugar is right up there in my mind with cocaine and all of that. You want to reduce the things that are causing inflammation. So we start, especially as we get older. I mean, you get a new car might run for a while on lighter fluid, but eventually it's going to be having problems. So you want to put great fuel inside of your body, and then you want to avoid these things. So you might get a lift from sugar if you're stuck and you got to stay at work longer, and that sugar may propel you for a moment. There's going to be a price. The things we want to think about reducing are sugar and flour, soda, alcohol, fast food, processed food. And then that's going to be not easy, but it needs to be on your mind. And it should be on your mind like this. The other day I had a croissant, and 45 minutes later, it felt like someone punched me in the neck. I used to be able to eat croissants all the time. It was the flour and that inflammation, it was right away, and I knew, and it's not always that quick. Sometimes it's the next day. So what are your pain levels the next day after you eat, garbage? So we want to be careful that we're not eating garbage. And also, and the final thing, because I know this is getting to be a lot, I want to drink a lot of water, if you can. Not like over drinking of water, but make sure you're getting enough water so that we're flushing the system out, so that the things that are in there that are causing inflammation are leaving a little bit quicker if we're drinking enough water. And this is part one. And part two, we're going to talk about some stretches, some breathing, and some relaxation techniques. And thank you very much.